Boss Talk.
Subscribe to our Patreon, listen to our bonus podcast called Boss Talk, where we give you gems, jokes, and our personal stories.
And we got a wider range of topics such as gratitude,
spiritual alignment,
mastering your energy,
and resistance,
and many, many more.
So subscribe, become a Patreon, and become a boss. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, and most importantly, click the bell so you get notified as soon as we drop a new video. Also, if you have clicked the bell, make sure that your YouTube notifications are enabled so that you get the notification. Enjoy the video!
This is the story of how I was bit by one of the most poisonous spiders in the world and survived. Let's do it. So I take you back to circa 1998. I was a whopping 10 years old, my roaring tens. For those of you who don't know, I was born in Germany, bounced around to Massachusetts, to Panama, to Florida, to North Carolina is where I settled. First Durham, Bull City, 919, and then I moved to a small town called Hillsborough, which is kind of in the center of a place called Research Triangle Park. Very country, 85, the Highway 85 runs straight through the middle. And the town of Hillsborough is known for such great things like Walmart, Bojangles, and Hog Day. Yes, Hog Day, which is another annual event that takes place in Hillsborough, North Carolina. So this particular day in May, it's gonna be May. It's hot, it's steamy, and I'm attending a school called Cameron Park Elementary. No, it wasn't founded by Cameron of Dormtainment. Oh. So every year annually we had a thing called Field Day. Now what Field Day was is what it sounds like. It's basically beanbag tosses, relay races, and a bunch of other track events that I ain't feel like doing because I didn't feel like running because it was hot. My mom is out there watching me. We're having a field day. I'm doing this relay race where you have to like do the beanbag toss, you have to run, jump on top of something, run, bounce on top of the thing, dive through a tunnel, just a bunch of stuff that you have to do. And as a kid, man, recess is everything. Not the show. The show is everything too, but the actual recess. There was nothing like going outside and having fun with your boys. You know what I'm saying? Just doing ratchet shit with your friends at that age.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
Meant everything. I think we need to get back to recess as adults. That's why people out here tripping now. So anywho, it is called day parties and brunches. And I guess this is recess. And Vegas is the biggest recess we got. You know what? We need to make Vegas a mandatory recess time. So I'm doing this relay race and I'm killing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm in first place. I'm killing them. I'm jumping over shit. And I go through this tunnel, right? Now when I go through the tunnel, I feel a small prick on my wrist. Feel a small prick, and I'm thinking, okay, it's North Carolina, it's the mosquitoes. They had them fat ass mosquitoes. You know, you in the country, you got them bugs that's the size of buses.
Death. The fuck is that?
So I go through, like I said, I'm killing them in the race. So the race is done. I get 4th place. I didn't win. My mom was out there cheering, so I felt good. We go to get in the car. I feel my wrist kind of like itching. I'm like, all right, you know, my wrist is itching, so I'm scratching my wrist a little bit. My mom's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I think I got a mosquito bite or something like that. She was like, well, you scratching kind of hard for a mosquito bite. I was like, well, you know, I don't know. Or I could just be dirty. I've been in grass all day. So we get home. I'm doing the regular routine. You know, I watch TV. I watch more TV. And I play video games. I eat dinner. I go to bed. And this is when shit goes south. Like when birds fly down south. I don't know if they still, yeah, birds still do that. Holla at the bird community. So it's about maybe 1 a.m. I remember I wake up out of my sleep and I'm in like a cold sweat and I'm like, this is weird. I don't like sweating. The only sweat I like is Keith. So I woke up and I was like, man, this is weird. Ain't nobody in here. You get it? So I wake up and I'm feeling, my breath is heavy and I'm like, all right, something don't feel right. I was like, you know what? Let me go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and I cut on the light. I look down my wrist. Now the spot that was there earlier in the day was about this big, like tiny little spot. When I cut on the light in the bathroom, I panic because now the spot is all the way on my wrist. Like skin is being eaten off my wrist. Now let me give you guys a little bit of extra information. So I was bit by a brown recluse spider. Now the brown recluse spider, wherever the bite is, the blood vessels attack that specific area and cause like skin inflammation and all that stuff, can slowly rip away the skin. For adults, it's not that bad, but for kids, shit's bad. You know what I'm saying? And it causes dizziness, nausea, just like headaches and stuff like that. So that's what I was feeling. So I see my wrist, and this was not an exciting time. I scream. I'm screaming. My mom wake up. She's like, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" She come running. You know, the parents are superheroes. She hopped out the bed. I don't even think her feet hit the floor. She glided to the bathroom. And so she gets there. She's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, my arm. And she's like, "Oh my God, what the?" And so she calls 911. They tell her, "Get me to the hospital ASAP." So we strap up, we get in the car, and now we riding out like the Dormtainment skit. We riding out. My mom's driving, and so we're headed to UNC Hospital, or we could have been headed to Duke Hospital, but I don't fuck with Duke as a team, so I ain't really want to say that. So I'm not sure which hospital we was, but I'm gonna go UNC Hospital. So we're on the way to the hospital. Now in the car, I'm having all type of hot flashes, like I'm a 56-year-old woman, 70-year-old woman. Like I'm just going through it. I'm breathing. Like I'm just like, oh, this is it. This is it. I'm not gonna get to see nothing in the world. Bye-bye, friends. First grade is the only place I made it. And I could feel like my chest just like slowly going in and out, in and out. And I feel like my heart is going. It just felt real irregular. And I was like, I don't know. I don't like this.
I don't like that shit.
So we get to the hospital. My mom zooms in. Pulls in, we stop, we get out the car. She takes me, scoops me up, takes me to the emergency room. They get in there, they look at it, they immediately know, oh, brown recluse bite, get them in. So they rush me into the little emergency area. And by this time I'm feeling sick. I was like, I gotta throw up, and throwing up is the worst. You feel stupid. You feel stupid when you're throwing up. So you sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I'm throwing up. And so they get me in the hospital. They get me in the room. They start injecting me with all type of needles. Needle after needle. Hour after hour. You know, as a kid, I ain't really rock with needles like that. But when you in a dire moment, don't nothing else matter but your life. Give me all the needles. So they puncture me with needles. They doing all type of stuff. Low key in the back of my mind, I was like, this can go one of two ways. A, I could possibly die from this. B, I could become the Black Peter Parker and be Spider-Man and really start going on another trajectory of life. I'm a comedian, so the superhero thing didn't really work out. Slowly, after about an hour or so, my vitals started getting back right, start calming down and everything. And you know, the doctors are asking me, are you okay? Are you good? I'm like, you know, once I started feeling better, I thugged up a little bit. I'm like, oh no, I'm cool, I'm straight. Still had snot and tears in my eyes. You know, I'm okay, I'm feeling all right. But the one thing I do remember about this whole situation, I said, could I get some apple juice? And they was like, yeah. Don't nothing slap more at a hospital than hospital apple juice. It's about this big, coming in them little fat ass little containers. It was slapping. I went through apple juice. It probably wasn't good at the time, but I went through about 4 or 5 of them apple juices just on a sugar rush. So I ended up being okay, but they told me it was a brown recluse. Probably when I went through the tunnel, because they live in like little wet areas, little holes. They don't just live in tunnels, but that's an area they were living at the time. They like wet places.
Like tunnels?
Tunnels, vaginas, oceans, water parks. I mean, what, you know, wherever it's wet and damp, and that's where they live at, in those type of places. So I haven't been through a tunnel ever again in my life, except when I'm driving. So I go through that tunnel. But the moral of this story is, just don't go to field day. If I had not went to field day, I should have just went home. The school year was over. I want to be cool, be out there with my friends. Go home. This is a perfect example of a Dormtainment mantra. I knew I should have stayed my ass home.
Where was your sister during all this?
Oh, sorry. She wasn't born yet. I was in 3rd grade in Mrs. Coleman's class. She was born when I was in 4th grade.
So it's fair to say your mom could have been pregnant at this time.
My mom could have been pregnant at this time.
So then where was your stepdad? Why wasn't he John Q in this situation?
He was working at a wastewater treatment plant called Owassa, so he was dealing with shit.
All right.
All right.
All right, what comes in the box once you get it? All your retainers. I got 15 of them, so it's gonna take me 15 weeks to straighten my teeth. And I only got the top teeth because I need a bottom tooth extracted. But what's cool about Bite, they work with me, so they'll still help me with my top teeth until I get my bottom teeth situated. So I got 15 retainers all in this box. Also, got some accessories. I got what you put your retainers in, carry around when you take them out to eat, or if you out or whatnot at a restaurant, you on a date, put it in there. And I got some whitening foam to use, whiten my teeth. Also, you got the Hyper Bite, which is really cool, which cuts your time in half. If you use it every day, I think it's just for 5 minutes a day, it'll cut your treatment time in half. It's the only technology that Bite has. It's a technology that only Bite has, which is really cool, which separates them from all the other competition. So I'm excited to use that. And yeah, so today is the day. I'm gonna open this one, see what it looks like. Boom. But I still get the bottom with it, but it's probably just gonna keep it in place where it's at, which is cool. But this is my first tray for the first week of straightening my top teeth. So comes with instructions. Comes with a little sticker that says the wait is over. It is time to bite. I know you can't see it. If it focus, I don't know. This is cool. Let me pop it in. And it fits. It fits perfectly, actually. Yep. And it's comfortable too. But I gotta take it out before I eat or drink anything that's not water. So that's cool. Let me put this in a tray. So if y'all want to start on this journey, just use my code BITEDT.
This is the time I ate an edible before our first big meeting with Kevin Hart.